Okay guys, welcome to my CSGO strategy book. We're going to look at CT side setups for DE Mirage. We'll be covering setup positions and each person at A site, the connector, window, short or B site, and we're covering the advantages and disadvantages for each setup. So let's have a look at a 2-0-1-1-1 setup. This is two guys committed to the A site, one in the window, one at short, and one on the B site. This is the default setup for your matchmaking. Let's have a look at the advantages in this setup. Disadvantages is for an A push, you have two guys committed, they'll be in front of the smokes that land on the A site and should be able to take that down with ease. This is also good against a split A, for the same reasons as before. You have two guys committed who will be in front of any smokes that land. You have two guys who can intercept the guy going connector, the guy on short and the guy at window. This is also good against the split and pick, as they have to commit to get a pick anywhere. The only persons that can get picked without a trade is the guy on B site and the guy at window. However, the guy at B site could play it safe and get help from the guy at short. Let's have a look at some disadvantages. A B push is the disadvantage here, as you've only got one guy on the B site and that guy at short can get smoked out easily or not even worried about, or get picked off after the guy at B gets picked off. A split B, the same principles apply. The B guys should be able to get overrun very easily. Your guys at short should be able to get shut down between the guys at window and the guy at short. However, you'll still lose the B site. Let's have a look at a 1-1-1-1-1 setup. So this setup is used if you're having problems holding middle and you're not having problems holding the A site. Let's have a look at what this is good against. So this is good against a split A push, as you have three guys in middle who can shut down that mid aggression, and then two guys who can fast rotate to A. However, they will be behind the smoke, so you're going to have to go for more of a retake type. And this is good against the split B, as you can readily shut down the mid push, and the short guy can focus on B and help him out as well, without having to worry about mid. This is also good against a split and pick strategy, as you should be able to shut down the middle, and the guys at A actually have to commit before they can take down the guy at A. The B guy can get picked easily though. Let's have a look at some disadvantages here. A B push again is a disadvantage. Even though your short guy can help out, they can still be fast enough to overrun the guy at B side. And A push as well is also bad, as you only have one guy on the A site and anyone else will be behind the smokes if thrown. So this should be a bad setup against an A push. So let's have a look at a 2-1-1-0-1 setup. So this is two guys on the A site, one guy in connector and one guy at window and one guy on the B site. This is good if you're having problems holding A and holding middle, but you're not having any problems holding B. Let's have a look at some advantages. So a split A, this is good against. If you have two guys on the A site and two guys committed to middle, you should be able to shut down a split A very, very easily, and it should be no problem. An A push, this is good against, as you have two guys on the A site who will be in front of the smokes and two guys behind the smokes who should be able to flash their way through and should be able to take down an A push very easily. A split and pick, this is good against, as you have only two guys who can be picked very easily and two guys who have to commit to actually get picked and two guys who can get refragged. The only bad part is the guy at B site. Let's have a look at some disadvantages. If you have only one guy on the B site, any kind of B aggression will be a disadvantage, so just straight up B rush will be a disadvantage. You have no one in easily rotatable position. Your easily rotatable position is your guy at window, and still that's going to take a while to get there. Same with a split B. You have very few people who can hold off the short push if they smoke out window and connector, and you've only got one guy on the B site. So let's have a look at a 1-1-1-0-2 setup. So this is if they're not really going A and you're having problems holding the B site. You've got a bit of aggression on middle here. Let's have a look at what this is good against. So this is good against a B push if you have two guys committed to the B site, and you should be able to shut down a B push quite easily. Your guy at window and your guy in connector can rotate to short as well if needed. This is good against a split B push in the same reasons. You've got 2 guys committed to the B side who should shut down the apartments push, and 2 guys in mid who should shut down the mid push to short. This is also good against a split and pick, as you have only 2 guys who can be picked very easily, but you should be able to get the refrag on both. So the window guy and the guy at B could be picked and refragged from connector and the B site. Let's have a look at some disadvantages. An A push here is a disadvantage, as you only have 1 guy on the A site, and you've got guy at connector and guy at window who will be behind the smokes, and they should be able to take the A site if they use the proper smokes and land them correctly. A split A for the same reasons. This will be a bit easier to deal with though, as you can shut down the mid push, and then you have to deal with the guys on A, but the guys on A should be able to take the site quite easily. So let's have a look at a 2-0-1-0-2 setup. And so we have 2 guys committed to the A site, 1 watching middle, and 2 guys committed to the B site. So this is if they're not going middle very often, or you can shut them down with an AWPer very easily in middle. Something to that effect. Let's have a look at some advantages. A straight B push is an advantage if you have 2 guys committed to the B site very easily, and the guy at window can rotate to short if needed to shut down that push. A split B, the same happens. The apartments push gets shut down pretty easily, and the guy at window should be able to focus on the guys at short if they're pushing up that way. An A push, as you've got 2 guys committed to the A site, this should be able to be easily dealt with, and they'll be in front of the smokes that are thrown, so you should be able to shut that push down quite easily. Let's have a look at some disadvantages. A split and pick, as your guy at window can be picked very easily, which opens up the whole of middle, and they can force rotates based on where they think you're going to go. The guy at B can be picked though, but can get refragged. And a split A can also be a problem, as even though you've got 2 guys committed to the A site, your guy at A can be cut off quite easily if they smoke off window, and therefore they have 3 angles to deal with only 2 people. So let's have a look at a 2-1-0-0-2 setup. So this is very similar to the last setup, however your guy in window is now a connector instead of in the window. This helps a bit more with mid pushes, however you can only usually get 1 or 2 picks before being either overrun or just being shut out. So look at some advantages. A B push here is an advantage, as you can shut down the guys at apartments because you've got 2 guys committed to the site completely, and your guy at connector should stop you having to worry about short. A split A this helps against, as now you have 3 people watching 3 angles, and if they do smoke it up you have 2 guys who are going to be in front of the smokes. And an A push is also as good against, if you have 3 guys who are really close to the A site and 2 will be in front of the smokes, and 1 will be behind them. Let's have a look at some disadvantages here. A split and pick, as your guy at connector can get picked easily, or they can realise they have control of middle and work from there very easily, and force rotations based on that. Even if they don't pick a guy, they can get middle control extremely easily here. And a split B. Now even though you've got 2 guys on the B site, and they can just smoke off connector and run up short, they split your B guys to watching 2 different angles, and your guy at connector can't rotate easily to the B site. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.